Growth versus a fixed mindset. I left home on my bike and I messed up with that bottle. I'll tell you about that shortly. So our minds are very, very powerful things. I've spoken about this before. It's like fertile soil. We can either feed it, corn or something good, or weeds, and it'll grow in abundance no matter what. So often how we think about ourselves can hinder sort of whether we, learn more and do more and that sort of thing. So have you heard of a fixed versus a growth mindset? I'll sort of cover a few of them now. A fixed mindset is kind of believing that what you've been dealt is fixed in stone, whereas a growth mindset is the mindset that what you're dealt with is a starting point for your own development. People who have a fixed mindset often dislike and avoid challenges in fear of not being smart or talented enough. They'll sometimes lose interest when a task becomes harder. One I sort of definitely can relate to is they need to be rewarded for their efforts when, even if they've done very little, they'll be looking for that thank you or that sort of acknowledgement that they are helping or trying. They'll often get discouraged as well if they have some, speed hump or a setback, and can often give up quite easily at things as well, which I've definitely been, I've done, especially as a kid. I've started every style of martial art and given it up at some point. But a growth mindset are sort of willing to take on challenges, and they kind of like a bit of pressure, are more motivated when stuff does get a little bit hard. Don't let one mistake or setback define their potential. So they kind of realise that it is just a speed hump. They realise that sort of hard work is essential, that it's not going to be handed to them on a platter. They'll love what they do and they won't stop until they're able to do it. So they're very motivated that way. The bad thing is we're all kind of a fixed mindset often. There's only the odd freak that are naturally a growth mindset. But if you acknowledge your weaknesses, you can sort of work on them, and also do what works for you as well. Don't think because someone else has found success with a certain thing that's going to work for you. So I think it's important to find what works for us, and when acknowledging those weaknesses, sort of work out what can help you. Look at every opportunity as a chance to grow as well, and not as I hate my life and this is all terrible, but okay, this is a challenge, and plenty of challenges I've taken in life have really made me better, and I didn't realise it at the time, but if I look at, say, doing crayfishing or something like that, it was really hard. I was only 18 and I lived in a shack with no power. I had an ice block as a fridge. I used to get the fishing truck would bring me in a big sack full of ice about 1 metre long. That was my only cool room. I had a 20-second shower every night, every day for 7 months. So it was hard at that age especially. But it's sort of important to realise that these challenges make us a bigger, better person. Don't want to preach. And then the last one is just enjoy the journey. Don't focus on what result you're getting. Focus on that journey and enjoy it. Success isn't about that destination, it's about the journey. It's a really important one. So now the bottle, I had a nice icy cold bottle of water in the fridge, the one sitting on the bike there, and I emptied it out, had slices of lemon in it. It was a really nice bottle in the fridge, and I didn't have another bottle, so I've poured out the water, put Jim Beam and Coke in it, because I'm off to my good mate Carl's to enjoy a couple of refreshments, and his text has just shown up and said, "You're still alive." So I'm being cheeky shooting this, but I better go. So thank you. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them. I'd love to hear your insight on this. Thank you. Bye-bye.